Welcome to Mobile Math lessons on the go. So if you want to take a quick read of today's learning goal, you'll see that by the end of this lesson I should be able to add single and two-digit positive numbers together without the use of a calculator or any other technology. A couple of key words to look at. When we were asked to find the sum of two or more numbers, we were being asked to add together all of the numbers and find the total. So sum, add, and total all have similar meaning in mathematics. So that's an important connection to make. I'm going to start with two different models. We're going to try and add together 7 and 9. So I have a picture model and a number model that we're going to use. So what I'm going to do with the picture model, you'll see I have 7 chips and 9 chips. All grouped together on the left-hand side. So I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm just going to borrow one chip from the 7, and I'm going to turn this into a 6 and a group of 10. And hopefully 10 is a fairly friendly number. So when I combine the 10 and the 6 together, I get a nice value of 16. If I was going to do that with my number model, what I might do is I might rewrite the 7 as a 6 plus 1, and then add the 9. These two here together would combine for a friendly number of a 10. And then when I have to count those up or add them together, I get the same value of 16. If we move on to adding three numbers together here, the strategy is pretty much the same. You'll notice I have a 4 here, followed by a 7 and a 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to borrow from one group to try and make some friendly numbers. So in this case, I might borrow from the 6 on the bottom here and bring this up to join the 4. And what I will hopefully see is now I have a couple groups of 5. So there is 5 here, 10, 15, and then I have this remaining 2. So when I count those up, 5, 10, 15, and 2 more, I get a nice value of 17. If I was going to do this with the number model, I might not even break them up. I just might rewrite the order, because I could see that a 4 and a 6 together makes a nice friendly number of 10. And then when I add the 7 to it, I get the final value of 17. If we try two-digit numbers, or we'll explore one two-digit number, one single-digit number, you can see that the number of chips that I have to draw starts to increase. But you can also start to see groups of 5 hopefully in here. So here's one group of 5, a second, a third, a fourth. And when I take one of the chips away from the 17 and I move it down here to join this group with the 9, I make another group of 5. And now if I count that up, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, plus one more is 26, and I have my answer. If I was going to do this with a number model, I might break the 17 down into a 10 plus a 6 plus a 1. I can do that. I could also break the 9 up if I chose. It's totally up to me as the person solving the problem. I can combine the 1 and the 9 together, so I would have a group of 10, a group of 6, and another group of 10. And then hopefully with those friendly numbers, I should be able to count up 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 6 more for the same number or value of 26. If we're feeling really brave and want to take on the challenge of some larger numbers, I have 14 plus 19 plus 3. You can start to see in the picture model that there's an awful lot of little chips to draw, which is totally fine. If that's what you need, then we will do that technique. We'll hopefully try and grow into the number model for some of the bigger numbers and a few other things in the next video. But right away you can start to see with the picture model all of these groups of 5 showing up. If you look over here on the right hand side, I have two groups of 4. So what I might try and do is I might try and borrow from the 3 and hopefully make two more groups of 5 here. So when I count these up, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, plus one more for a grand total of 36. If I'm going to do this with a number model, I might break this up in a couple of different ways. I might break the 14 up into a 10 and a 4. I might break the 19 up into a 10 and a 9. And I might even recognize right away that I'm going to break the 3 up into a 1 and a 2, because then I can combine the 9 plus 1. I'm going to rearrange the order here because the order of adding doesn't matter. So I'm going to have my 10s first. I'm going to have my new 10 that I just created. And then I'm going to have the 4 and the 2 near the ends. So as I start to count this up, I have 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. The 4 plus 2 gives me a 6. And my final answer is the same as the other side. I still get 36. So I'm going to give you a chance to try your own strategies here. So if you could press pause on the video, so just pause it. Try the 3 questions that are here in front of you, and then once you've tried them, I'll reveal the solutions, and you can check your answers. Okay, welcome back. So I will just slowly move the blind down a little bit, and you can see how I thought about the problem. You may have approached it differently. That's completely okay. So I broke up the 7 and the 14 into smaller parts, looked for friendly numbers, and got a result of 21. Oops, move the whole thing here. For the second one, I broke up into friendly numbers of 10s. So I found 12 to be a 10 and a 2, a 10 and a 9 for the 19, and counted after that. And then finally, I'll get rid of this shade altogether. I broke them down into 10s, started collecting, and eventually came up with a final answer of 35. So thank you for watching. If you need to watch the movie again, pause where you may have had difficulties. Good luck in your future mathematics, and hopefully we'll see you in another video.